You are now listening to Fitness is Wealth with Taz. Hi everyone, this is Taz. Fitness is Wealth. I want to talk about today a subject that kind of pertains to everybody. I want to talk about diabetes. I want to talk about high blood pressure. Someone asked me a question today regarding their husband. And they said that his diabetes is affecting their sex life. And what should she do? Should she tell him, or should she request that he go and see a doctor to figure out why that part or that issue is not working? You know, men are very macho and very sensitive when it comes to that. If their manhood is not working anymore, that's the most important thing to, men. Besides their money and their cars and their little toys that they buy. That's the biggest issue to going to see a doctor to make sure that what level of diabetes do they have, and does it affect the testosterone area? It's a common question that you want to ask your mate, but you're afraid to ask your mate. It's almost the same thing that we go through. We go through our hormonal changes, menopause. These are subjects that you should talk to with your mate, not at your mate, because we're all going to go through a change of life. Some are going to be greater. Some are going to be better. Some are going to be down. Some are going to be sad. Some are going to be to the point that people can't handle not being able enough to have intercourse with their mate. And this is what causes, cheating and mental issues. It's a mental issue when you know that, your private area is no longer available to the other opposite of sex. It doesn't move you. And it's not that that person is not attracted to you. It's just not happening. So it creates depression in your life. I always tell everybody 3 things in life. Drink a lot of water. Eat healthy. Go see your doctor. There are very important things in life that we consider more important than our health. Your car, the type of shoes you have on your feet, the money you have in your pocket. You can have all those things and still end up with an area that don't even work, that can create depression. Money can't fix that. The only thing can fix that is great health and a great mind. And continuing going to the doctor and being established in yourself and making yourself healthy. I always sit down and I talk to people and I say, when I get ready to work on them, when's the last time you saw the doctor? And a lot of men say, well, I haven't saw a doctor in 10 years. What? How do you know you're okay? And ladies, if you're dating a guy that haven't saw the doctor in 10 years, you go get checked out as well, because that's very unhealthy. I mean, in every area that's unhealthy. You ask them when's the last time they saw a dentist. If they said they haven't saw a dentist in 10 years, don't kiss that person. Don't put your lips on that person, because that's the problem right there. We tend to forget about our health. I had a scare the other day, and I think it was just me just stressed out because there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of exciting things that are happening for me. There are a lot of bad things that are happening with our family. We have, a lot of people my auntie has cancer, and it just shocked me in a way to where my blood pressure went up. I reacted real fast and went to my doctor because one doctor gave me a different diagnosis, and I know it didn't feel well and it didn't sit well with me. And it rubbed me the wrong way. Come to find out, he gave me the wrong medication. And see, if I wasn't aware of that and educated about my body, I would have continued taking that medication to the point to where it would have did something detrimental to me. Now, keep in mind, I work in the medical field. And yet and still, I trusted in this doctor to understand what I was saying. but I think he missed what I was talking about, and he recommended a certain medication that had nothing to do with what I was talking about. But being that I was educated, I understood my body and say, hey, I'm not taking this medication because it doesn't make sense. So I went to another doctor that was on point, knew exactly what I was talking about, hit the directions of what I needed, hit the type of medication that he wanted me to take. Now, I'm not into medications. I believe in, the healthy way, the vitamins, the herbs. I'm very holistic when it comes to my body because I don't want my body to be filled with stuff that don't belong to me. And I say these certain type of medications don't belong to me because they have different side effects. This may cause this. This may cause that. And that's a bother to me because of my immune system and how I deal with stuff. I'm very allergic to a lot of things. So I try to stay away from things that I think that will mess my body up. I'm not saying my solution helps everybody else's solution. I'm just speaking upon me. Once again, because I don't want anybody to say, well, she told me to do this. No, I'm speaking about Taz and what I go through. Some of you guys may go through the same thing, but I do recommend that you go and talk to your doctor. Make sure you have a doctor that you trust. Vitamins are your best friend. Alkaline waters, your best friend. Great hair care, great nail care, great vision, dental. All those things have to have a checkup every 3 to 6 months to a year. Trust and believe following those patterns will keep you healthy. Waiting 10 or 15 years may cause damage to your body because you waited 10 or 15 years to figure out if you were ill. In that period of time, in those 3 to 6 months, you could have caught that. You could have caught that sooner than later. I have a lot of people believe that, if you have cancer, you're going to die. You won't die. There are a lot of people that are surviving that have cancer now because the technology is so different and it's stronger and it's better. The knowledge is there to help people with cancer. Back in the days, I don't think the knowledge was there or you couldn't understand what it was because we don't know where it comes from, and it comes from not being checked out 10 or 15 years old bacteria, dead bacteria, just different things. I think we have to understand medical is the most high-rated paid system. And when you pay into it, you don't even take the time out to go check yourself. You're just paying for some insurance that you haven't even took the time to take care of yourself until something happens or you get hurt. Your body's like a plant. You want to take care of it. If that plant dies, anything in the inside of your body dies. So I'm going to get back to that situation where a good friend of mine asked me about her husband. And I said, well, you want to sit down and talk to him and say, hey, it's a touchy subject. How do you tell your man, like, hey, is it me or is it you? Sexually, you're not attracted to me. Is it something that's going on? Is it the medication that's stopping this? I think if you're honest with your husband and you have an open relationship or your boyfriend or whatever, and you guys have an open relationship, you want to tell that person that sexually something is wrong and it's not the same. Or you want to let them know, let's go to the doctor because it's just not happening. Or you want to hear my opinion. Look, sexually, nah. It's either your medication or we got to fix this. If you want to be stubborn, then you're telling me that we're never going to have sex again because you're too stubborn to figure out if it's the medication that's causing this. The testosterone is leaving your body and you just going to be stubborn. We all have to be clear about a situation or problems with our mate because we just want to be fair to each other, to understand each other. They always say it's 3 things to a problem: money, sex, respect. Money, sex, respect in the household. Money, respect. See how I just messed up? Money, respect, and sex. If all 3 of those things is just a master plan, you're awesome. If one thing is missing, 2 things is missing, it's doomed for damage. If somebody tell you it's not doomed for damage, they're lying. You can have everything you want, but it's never going to be enough. It's a promising thing. It's an emotional thing. We want to all come together and be spiritual as one when we have that sexual moment with the person that we want to be with, or your husband. It's very passionate. But when you're sick, it's very stressful. It's very tiresome. It's very lonely, because people sometimes don't understand when you're sick. We're not very sentimental when people are sick. We're not very understanding when people are sick, because that's not us. We're not dealing with it. I think we need to learn how to deal with it. I think we need to learn how to come together and understand what we're doing when it comes to those situations. Life is so short. We take time out for other things and other people. But if we don't ever understand our family, then how do we understand each other? How do you understand your mate? How do you even know how to grow with your mate? You have to learn from somewhere. You have to learn from your mom or your parents or somebody that, hey, I don't want my relationship to be like this. I want it to be a little bit better. Because we mimic what our parents do. We mimic what we were taught. It's like a recording. If your mom say, I cook this way, and she teaches you this way, this is how you learn how to cook. If it's one of those directions and you're saying, okay, my dad used to say, if you go left and you're around the corner, that store is right there on the corner. And you're like, well, I want to go my way. And you notice your way took the long route when you could have just followed the pattern of what your father said. So we all want to take our routes different ways. You want to go Route 61, Highway 10, the 405. They all end up the same. There's no quicker way to a destination. There's no quicker way to your health but to be knowledgeable every 3 months, every 6 months, a year. Do your checkups. 10 years is not a quick way. It's a disaster. It's a path waiting to happen for the doctor to say, I'm sorry, but, it look like you've been had this for the last 5 years and you at your ends with. And you don't understand why. You don't know what happened. You don't know what went wrong. You waited 10 years. It's like the woman you've been with for 8 years and you never gave her a ring, and you come home and she's gone. And you're like, I don't know what happened. You forgot to give her a ring. You forgot to tell her you love her. You forgot to build her up and make her secure in this home. It's like a man building a project and the woman is not interested, and all she cares about is when are you going to get paid? And he's finally successful and he leaves. And she's like, well, I don't know what happened. You forgot to tell him you love him. You forgot to tell him he could do it. You forgot to tell him you could support him. You forgot to tell him, hey, I'm every step of the way with you. But one point, we forget to tell each other, are you okay? How you feeling today? I always go back to that because I always ask my friends, you good? Everything all right with you? Health-wise? You want to know that. Sometimes you want to say, hi, how are you? That smile is the greatest smile in the world. And you take a pause to say, dang, I did something today. That's like diabetes. You want to check it every day. You want to make sure your high blood pressure is okay. You want to check if your health is good. You want to look in the mirror and say, I look good today, but it's time for me to do a checkup. You want to make sure your steps are regular. You want to make sure your prostate is regular. I keep going back to the same thing because the same thing keeps happening over and over with people in life. If you don't change your eating habits and your doctor is telling you need to change them, then you create a problem. You don't change your time. The doctor tells you. You don't understand the routes and the checks and balance, but you keep spending money and it never adds up. Then you think it's your job. My job is not paying me enough. No, you're spending too much. That's like your health. You don't check it, you become unhealthy. You don't do something about it, it becomes deadly. You don't take time out to breathe, then you're dead. It's the hardest thing in the world to say, these are my last days. I didn't get to finish what I was talking about. I didn't get to complete my bucket list. We got to wake up. We got to share. We got to care. We got to educate. We got to stimulate the mind. We got to feed the mind with healthy food. We also got to talk to each other. We also have to learn from each other. We also have to say, color does not matter. I saw something yesterday that was really sad, and it's not throwing anything off. Somebody got killed at Popeye's Chicken over a chicken sandwich. The most unhealthiest thing we're killing for a chicken sandwich that might kill us anyway because we don't know what's in it that's making people go crazy. Have we lost our mind? A chicken sandwich. I kind of want to know what's in that chicken sandwich because if it's making you do that and kill somebody over a chicken sandwich, and now you might do 30 years for a chicken sandwich. So when you go to jail, they're going to say, hey, what happened, man? Yeah, I stabbed somebody over a chicken sandwich. Somebody needs to hurt you for hurting someone over a chicken sandwich. We are getting really crazy and sad out here when all you have to do is go buy you some organic, healthy breast chicken, kosher chicken, get you some flour, organic eggs. Make the damn thing yourself. To kill over some chicken, a sandwich, because rest assured, it's just chicken, a sandwich. See how I'm doing that? Chicken, a sandwich. That might kill you anyway. Because you didn't go to the doctor and go check out your body. And the minute that you ate that sandwich, you might have some type of thing that just might stop your heart, might raise up your blood pressure, might aggravate your diabetes. We're killing over chicken sandwiches. Wow. It's a lot of things that's sad out here. It's a lot of things that are sad that don't even add up. Have you ever just got tired of people and you look at them and say, where did you come from? Who raised you? How did they raise you? You cannot be real. You have to be a test in my life or something, or I did something in the past to see you. Do you ever wonder why you ran into this person? Because I do. I run into certain people and I'm like, whoa, okay. Who are you? Where'd this come from? Who did you come from? And why are you in my presence? Some people you got to stand back and away from. You don't need to give them no chances because you already saw the red flag. You feel the vibe. You feel the unhealthiness. You feel all that pavement that don't even raise you. It brings you down. It also makes sure your sugar level go low. Because every time you meet somebody and you be like, whoa, that was just way too much for me. Have you ever had that? When you're talking to a person and that person, you just looking at them like, whew, that person was a lot. But you still deal with that person thinking that person's going to change. And see, that person becomes more and 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 more a headache. The oxygen level's gone. The life is gone out of you. Not out of that person, because she is taking all your energy and then she's giving it to herself. And then you notice, once you're done with that person, you're so tired. You have a headache. You're exhausted. That's the sign right there. That person's no good for you. But have you ever had a person that drained you and you be like, dang, I love her. It's something that I'm doing wrong. That's a good energy drain, because you still have a heart and a feeling to say, I got to fix myself so I don't drain her, because she keeps talking and repeating the same thing. I got to do better, and I know I can do better. So I got to separate it so she can understand, so I can let her in. Then you have these people that always want, but never want to achieve. That's a wagon that you can't drag. See, sometimes we become toxic within toxic on top of toxic. So who's toxic? Is it you or them? It's you, because you kept allowing all these toxic people in your life, and you kept allowing them to drain you, cause your blood pressure to go up, your diabetes to go up, your emotions to go down, your mental to break. You're toxic. See, we have to blame ourselves, because we can walk away from people that don't belong to us. We can walk away from people that don't own us. We can walk away from people that has no clue to what I'm going through. And sometimes they can't always go with you to your certain success or your certain path or your certain health. You can't change people that's unhealthy. You know what you can change? You can change yourself. You know what you can do? You can be yourself. You know what you can lead? Your own path. I want to tell everybody, drink nothing but pureness of happiness. Eat nothing but sunshine and joy. Put nothing in your heart but wealth and health. Take time out to write a journal to yourself and say, I'm going to be me every day, every second, every hour, today, tomorrow, until I can't be me no more. I'm 6 feet of happiness, but I can be 6 feet of danger. I try to stay positive with no judgment, because I don't know everybody. I don't wear everybody's size. But if you cross me, I'm 6 feet of danger. And I try not to be that, because it's unhealthy for me. So I look at people now, because I'm an adult and I'm growing more and more and more. I just tell people now, I'm not your type of person. You're not my type of person. My circle ain't enough, because I don't do open circles. I embrace everybody who's happy, who has positive things to talk about. I can't embrace people that's dragging. I want to let everybody know there's 2 seconds to a step. I'm Taz. Fitness is wealth. I appreciate you guys. Have a blessed day. Thank you for listening to Fitness is Wealth. Be sure to rate and comment on an Apple Podcast. Give us a 5-star. We may read your comment on future episodes. You also can follow me on IG on cycling_7 training. Direct your messages to my DM if you have future questions. Thank you. Talk to you soon.